Hi, I'm Chris, the antivirus guy, and I'm here with another episode of Cybersecurity Questions and Answers. And today's question is from Richard Sumner. And Richard asks, can people hack remembered passwords in your web browser without accessing your PC? Brilliant question, Richard. I guess the answer to that depends on what you mean by accessing your PC. There are hacking tools freely available on the internet for anyone to download, and those hacking tools will extract all of the URLs, usernames and passwords that have been stored or remembered in all the common web browsers. So we're talking about Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge and Mozilla Firefox, Opera as well, and I think the Windows based version of Safari is included in that list as well. If you are a hacker or a cyber criminal and you can persuade the computer user to run this hacking tool, then you can extract all of the usernames and passwords, and you can even do it silently so that the computer user doesn't realize it's happening. Another way of doing it is to use a tool called a rubber ducky. That is a device that just looks like a standard USB memory stick, but instead when you plug the rubber ducky into a USB port, it will simulate keyboard keystrokes. So basically just by plugging it in, you can automatically type things on the computer itself. There's been a video made by a chap called Joe Burns. He's a cybersecurity expert and ethical hacker, and he's produced a video which demonstrates where he plugs this rubber ducky device into a computer, and automatically within a few seconds it extracts all the usernames and passwords and sends them remotely off to display on his mobile phone. Now, if you could persuade a computer user to plug in one of these devices, you could steal all their passwords without them having any knowledge that you'd done that. So perhaps you could post them a rubber ducky and with a letter explaining how this is some piece of software for them that you've sent them free of charge, and if they were curious and plugged the rubber ducky in, then you could steal their passwords and get access to all their passwords. You could leave one of these rubber duckies lying on the pavement, and the chances are someone would pick it up and plug it into a computer, and that would be another way of stealing all the passwords. I guess you could take it a stage further. You could put a small program or script on a website that would automatically download and run one of these password hacking tools and then send all of the passwords to you. And if you could fool that computer user to download and run this program from the website using some sort of social engineering techniques and persuasion, then you could steal a computer user's passwords without having any physical access to the machine yourself. So I guess the answer is yes, you can store passwords remotely. You just have to persuade the user of that computer to either plug in one of these rubber duckies or download and run a program off your website. So I hope that information answers your question, Richard, and I'll see you all again in the next episode of Cybersecurity Questions and Answers.